Hello, my name's Michael Conneely, and this video and its accompanying blog are all about the astrology of June 2024. And June astrology carries great opportunity for each one of us, but it's mixed in with tortuous pressures and confusions in the energies. In fact, June 2024 starts with tortuous, diverting pressures and confusions, that it does us good to know they're there and to succeed in managing them by having good, strong targets and awareness in our life. So to see the charts for the June new and full moons and the ephemeris of planet positions in June, in both Vedic and Western astrology, go to my Star Wheel Astrology June month page under the More drop-down. But the point is, in the middle of all the mental tension, with all the emotional issues it can create, is the great conjunction with its thank the Lord success, energy of revolution, which is Jupiter conjunct Uranus, and it started around the 20th of April with Jupiter and Uranus both at 27 Vedic Aries. Then Jupiter and Uranus, the planets of great success and expansion, blessing and revolution, moved from Aries to Taurus. Jupiter entered Taurus on May the 1st, and Uranus enters Taurus on June the 1st. But we need to realise that at first in June our minds will be pulled all over the place. And this is because from June the 1st to the 13th, there are 6 planets all messed up with each other in Taurus, some of them fighting each other, combust. And I'll explain the method used to predict planet relationships, how planets treat each other in your birth chart and in the heavens, later in this post. But June the 1st starts the month with 5 planets in Taurus. They are Uranus at 0 degrees Taurus, Mercury at 2 degrees Taurus, Jupiter at 7 degrees Taurus, Venus at 16 Taurus, Sun at 17 Taurus. Then, at the date of the new moon on the 6th of June, there's the 6th planet, the Moon, at 22 Taurus. And do be aware that Sun, Moon, Venus and Mercury are all in Rohini Nakshatra, which is ruled by the Moon and placed within the sign of Taurus, which is ruled by Venus. So this makes 6 planets in Vedic Taurus, but only up to the 7th of June, because the Moon enters Gemini on the 7th of June. Venus moves into Gemini on the 13th of June. Mercury moves into Gemini on the 14th of June. Then Sun moves into Gemini on the 15th of June. So the point is, by the 15th of June, the plethora of Taurus planets is ended. And we're just left with Uranus and Jupiter in Taurus to work their revolution and magic in our life, if we do the work to identify what that is, to make, intention setting, to perceive what in your life needs revolution now, Do you know that? Have you tried to define it so far? Focus on the great benefit being offered to you now, and please do that preparatory work. And that way each of us will greatly benefit from the revolutionary combination of Jupiter and Uranus. There is another question we need to be aware of, and that is, are we actually open to receiving that revolution, success energy? Or are we, some of us, blocked in some way from receiving it? Again, I give examples of how we might be blocked from benefiting from this revolution in this video as it progresses and in the accompanying blog post. But before I mention astrological techniques such as planet relationships statement and understanding blocks, including karmic blocks where we have them, I really do want to ask you to make a very special attempt to define where you want to bring in revolution now, where you need to bring in revolution now. This is a very auspicious time. Please, let's not waste it. Obviously, the first step is to take into account what house or life area Taurus is in your birth chart. But each of us absolutely does need to put time aside to do a journey, to ask ourselves in what life area do we need to bring in revolution and expansion, and there might be more than one area. And what might those steps look like? Please don't miss out on this. Tarot can be useful. I do lots of shamanic journeying, both to develop perception and to bring in results. You can monitor your dreams. And while all this is going on, make a review of your progress, a conscious time put aside review at least once a week. You see, the energy is all about new ideas, new ways of doing your work, of relating or whatever. This is your time for innovation. This is your time for new projects or big time revamped projects. Now Mars moves into Aries on June the 1st. It takes a day or two to settle from its Gandanta crossing out of Pisces. Then Mars is super strong in Aries, the sign he rules, together with Scorpio. Be aware of this. Do exercises to increase your strength, your acknowledgement of your own strength, to increase your confidence. And then Mars moves into Taurus on the 12th of July. Now remember that around the time of the new moon on the 6th of June, like every new moon, it's an imperative time for looking within, for examining us and our life, and then setting intention. What issues do you need to work with from new moon to new moon? This is so crucial. Do the lunation work. A very important thing to be aware of is that Pluto is super strong at this time because he's in very low motion. Pluto moves retrograde from 7 Capricorn 42 to 7 Capricorn 11 during June. And I must tell you that at the time of these super strong Pluto energies, I've had several people enroll for one of my astrology readings combined with a journey to the abyss. Again, they're You can book them under the More drop-down in my Star Wheel Astrology website. Now, Journey to the Abyss is about going into our unconscious and our shadow and liberating our strengths that may have been pushed down because we weren't allowed to acknowledge them. We wouldn't allow ourselves to acknowledge them. And also liberating ourselves from destructive, inhibiting scripts that are imposed upon us in our childhood, from our ancestry and past lives, and by present relationships maybe that need to grow. Now, the journey to the abyss is obviously known to the Greeks and the Babylonians. The Greeks, it was Persephone who journeyed down into the underworld, the realm of the dead, to rule side by side with Pluto, who abducted her there. But half the year, Persephone returns to the surface of the earth to work with her mother, Demeter, the earth goddess. But you see, the point is, her journey to the abyss immensely increased her power, and that's what each of us wants at this time. And for the Mesopotamians or Babylonians, it was a case of the goddess Ishtar or Inanna, earth goddess, descending to the abyss to retrieve her husband who had died. And on her way down into the abyss, she had to pay her dues to the guards at the various gates, so that when she arrived in the abyss, she was naked and utterly bereft. But she thought, I'll be all right because my sister Ereshkigal is goddess of the abyss and she will help me. Okay, maybe Ereshkigal did help her, but what Ereshkigal did was actually hang Inanna naked and bereft on a meat hook. You see, our descents into the abyss can deal with pain and blocks and tears. And in fact, in the journey I do, part of it is crossing the valley of the tears of humanity to meet the keeper of the abyss. But anyway, in the case of Ishtar, also known as Inanna, well, the goddess of the earth was hanging on a meat hook, suffering in the abyss. And so she wasn't doing her work, and the humans on the surface of the earth were starving to death. So they sent a little creature down into the abyss to abduct Inanna secretly out of the abyss and past the gate guards. But the wonderful thing was that when Inanna was returned to the earth, she was not only goddess of the earth, she was goddess of love as well. The energy of Venus, morning star, going behind the sun, an evening star. This is the sort of thing that we can be needing to do at this time. It's important also to be aware that Saturn at 24 Vedic Aquarius casts a square aspect on the 6th of June new moon. Saturn is square Moon, Sun and Venus at 22 Taurus. Now, being aware of this Saturn aspect will offer us opportunity for stability work and grounding work, discipline, accepting the discipline of needed hard work. Go for it. Get in touch with me for a reading. And a fascinating thing is that both Saturn in Aquarius and Jupiter in Taurus cast an aspect to the sign of Vedic Scorpio at this time. So here, Lord Shani, Lord of Karma, offers death and rebirth, stabilizing energy of needing change. And Brihaspati, the divine face of Jupiter, offers enlargement and sense of purpose, blessing and connection to the divine, What an opportunity this is for Scorpios, Vedic Scorpios. Another good thing to be aware of is that Lilith, Black Moon, is at 5 Virgo, and it's receiving an exact opposition to and from Neptune at 5 Pisces. The combination of Neptune and Lilith, what an opportunity this is for vision work and journeying to delve down into the hidden matter, stuff down into our unconscious and our shadow, which can be so blocking us and dumbing us down and holding us back. And which of course also includes our buried power that wasn't allowed to us by whoever. So get in touch with me for a reading, absolutely, definitely, if you feel this applies to you. And the final super important point for the first third of June and beyond, indeed until May 2025, is that Ketu is transiting the sign of Virgo. And we are, all of us, being offered opportunities for new and different healing modalities. You know, I've had so many people come to me for astrology readings and accompanying this with healing work. Indeed, I do a shamanic healer course, and that's on my Druid Forest School website. I really do find that the healing breakthroughs we have received since October the 30th, 2023, have been so wonderful. I can speak from my own experience, so needed and wonderful. I mean, I was trashed from May 2022 by COVID injection side effects, but through finding a herbalist, the effects have been wonderful. And also, if you have yourself planets in Virgo, especially your nodes in Virgo Pisces, past life work and ancestral work is probably crucial. Now, I did say earlier that I would mention to you the techniques for assessing how your planets treat each other. Because I said that the treatment the planets were giving each other was terrible the first third of June and a bit beyond. I use and teach in my astrology courses indeed, how your planets treat each other. It's called Rashi Avashta's technique. Get a reading from me to find out how your planets treat each other, or join my wonderful astrology course. It's on my Star Wheel Astrology website. And all my courses, all my astrology courses, focus on the astrology of two people, you and me. And that makes them super authentic and super caring. And very importantly, all of them combine both our Vedic astrology with our Western astrology. You see, Vedic astrology on its own misses out so much, but you've got to have it. You know, it's based on fate, destiny, and life purpose. It's got the most wonderful, wonderful statements, but it doesn't include our psychological dimensions. So you have to have Western astrology as well. And Western astrology on its own is so limited because it needs the gifts of Vedic astrology. So, to ensure needed fullness of declaration about our karmas and life purpose and our personality and relationships and so on, all my courses combine Vedic with Western astrology. I've just mentioned the Rashi Avashtas, or how your planets treat each other, for the new moon of the 6th of June, which, as I said, is accompanied by not only the wonderful opportunity for revolution, expansion and blessing of Jupiter-Uranus, but extreme frustration, fighting and tension. So for example, be aware that Saturn trashes the Sun from a Sun strength score of 363 strength points to -8 strength points. Be aware that at this time Venus trashes the Sun from a strength score of 363 strength points to -57 points. Obviously get a reading from me if you don't understand how the Rashi of Vashta's system works, and I can explain it. And Sun trashes Mercury from 386 strength points to only 22 strength points. So you need to understand your own Rashi of Vashtas and to be able to understand how the planets in the heavens treat each other at any given time as well. Also bear in mind that Moon and Venus are combust due to their proximity to the Sun at this time, and combustion brings a lot of frustration. But we won't go into that frustration, will we? Having heard about it, we might be able to avoid it. I'd also said earlier that I'd mention how you might know if in your case you're blocked from benefiting from the Jupiter-Uranus in Taurus potential revolution and gains. One example is if you have a Vedic Cancer ascendant, well, Taurus is your 11th house of gains, but it's in Bardaka status. So it means you carry karmic blocks to self-value and gains. Definitely get a